Hi, my name is Jordan Smith, and this is my final project presentation and my first iteration. So, for my artwork, I have chosen The Artist in His Museum by Charles Wilson Peel. It is currently featured in the Smithsonian, specifically the Great American Hall of Wonders, and it is actually like one of the more known pieces in the Hall of Wonders and is featured in a book about it. For some details, Charles Wilson Peel was the creator of this painting in 1822. It was created and curated in Philadelphia, which is where he lived at the time. He also served in the militia in Philadelphia around that same time. This painting, as I said, was later put into the Smithsonian, specifically the Great American Hall of Wonders and that exhibit. And that's where that exhibit looks into the changes of America, which is what this painting looks into. The painting was not only done by Charles Wilson Peel, but he is also the man in the forefront of the making. So that right there is Charles Wilson Peel. So this makes this painting sort of a self-portrait and autobiographical, which adds another layer that I would like to experiment on and look into in my final project. He seems to be inviting a viewer into a museum of sorts. That is what is featured behind him. This is actually really interesting given the fact that he is one of the founders of the American Peel Museum, which is in Philadelphia. And so in his painting, he is not only revealing a museum, but people believe he could be revealing his Peel Museum. And along with being an artist, he was also a soldier, an inventor, and a naturalist. These are also elements of his life I would like to go into in my final project because I think it could add a lot to the American experience and what ended up being delivered through his artwork. The painting represents the change that was occurring in America at this time. So that change is really the fact that America as a society was going into more of an Enlightenment era, and there were new American ideas in both science, art, government, all of the above. And that is kind of what Charles is revealing the curtain on. He's taking out the old of America, which is in front of him and in front of this curtain, and inviting everyone to join a new age, which is incredibly American and a very important step of our history. So that is why I would like to look into this piece more for my final work.